My small light, my white dove, I am fond of you. You are great and you are fragile, and fate had put you in a winter forest and hungry things creep after you. My white dove, my little light, that you would survive and fly through your winter into a summer. The white dove is masculinity for a man and femininity for a woman. They seem to me to be little houses we live in and through. They must be houses because the self, or personality, expresses through them. The problem for the little house of masculinity and femininity that we live in is that it is fragile and great. It can be injured and its strength can cease and its water can spill, and one can be alive without such a house, but then the automations of thought must subsist merely through the mechanical processes of the mind of the brain, one thought after another, sequences of logic, stuff like that, with no flower of fragrance, no roses or lilies, no colors of the rainbow, no synesthesia, far off from the beauty of magic, and nearby the dangers of witchcraft, because, I suspect, all witches and sorcerers are damaged in their femininity and masculinity. The white dove is always in danger. I am astonished, at least persistently curious, that a young man whose white dove survived the early pain of early life and lived satisfactorily inside the heterosexual house of masculinity gives little regard to build up the house, to strengthen the pillars, the foundation, the windows. He may accommodate the house a little by bodybuilding, a bit here and there, perhaps practicing a masculine way of walking for the eyes of others, even lowering his voice, but these are physical things and are directly related to pleasing others from insecurity. Are they unable to feel what masculinity feels like, its ambience, its entrances, the multiplicity of templates that one can use to build and strengthen the interior structure? For the most part it is because the responsibility and dignity to continue to build the internal house is deferred to and conflated with the enjoyment of the sensual, and the mind of the brain makes the error that the sensual feeling is the house of ambience. How is it so easy that the glad acceptance and assumption of heterosexuality, as if that is the standard, immediately and so effectively pacifies the mind to forego building up the structure to divine heights? I saw into heaven years back. A grass field, a small group of men standing at a tree. A couple of angels teaching them about masculinity and sexuality. And there was no shame at all. Heaven speaks quite bravely about our body parts. I suppose years back in the olden days the church spoke rather roughly about gay people, which was and is a great injustice. To judge the sexuality of another person is to judge their injury as well, all their struggles, is to deny them a fundamental and core expression which we allow for ourselves, is to demand a standard of thought and behavior which we cannot adhere to ourselves. To stand over the sexuality of another is to stand before the fire of God, who guards them. There is a sword from God spins at the level of the head, not above the head, nor below the head, because at the level of the head is where pride or humbleness meet, and this sword spins right there. So let us bow our heads,